Hi, I'm Brian with Hanning Law Limited. I'm an attorney for businesses and creatives, and today I'm going to start a 15-part video series on trademarks and trademark law. And what I want to look at is how the law protects consumers and can be used by businesses for those relationships with clients. I will be covering what is involved with the decision to register, all the way through to enforcing the trademark after the process of registration is complete. So to start, I want to go to the fundamental question and basics for this entire field. What is a trademark? The first part of this is to recognize and highlight that the term itself has some inherent confusion associated with it. Because once we register it, it's a registered trademark. Before that, it's still a trademark, but it's not registered, that kind of a thing. And so I want to recognize that. But to start with, that main concept of what is a trademark is that, hopefully defined by the United States Patent and Trademark Office as any word, phrase, symbol, design, or combination of these things that identifies your goods or services. It's how customers recognize you in the marketplace and distinguish you from competitors. And this is a very broad definition, you might have noticed. It's any word, phrase, symbol, design. Implied in this is device. And then it's also covering both goods and services. Now, goods is a technical legal term, which technically means any movable, identifiable object. So a book is a good, a car is a good, my shirt or your shirt is a good. Also things like lumber, materials, all of those things that are bought and sold. And so let's look at this definition. So it's, like I said, it's broad. So it includes things from Nike, the word identifying the business, and the slogan, "Just do it," for Nike's businesses. Same thing with Xerox for copy machines. But it also goes to services like Google for email and video conferencing, and Freedom Tax or other tax businesses for accounting. These are service marks. They're not trademarks, so they're not a product, they're a service. But it's all registered in the same way. It's registered under the same process. And you get the same certificate at the end as a registered trademark. Because, as noted, trademark in the definitional sense is extraordinarily broad. And the important thing is it's not just names, logos, and slogans. It's also the things that identify your business, right? Like we talked about, it's the designs, it's the devices. And so we're looking at, is what I'm trying to register recognizable by a consumer as being solely or almost exclusively by me and my business? So that's things like trade dress. Trade dress is the concept of a visual commercial impression of something. And that can be things from the shape of the Weber grill, or the Coke bottle, or the storefront of Walgreens, or the red sole of the Louboutin shoe. These are all devices pretty much exclusive to a particular business, identifying the business where a consumer would see that identification. And we're looking here as the consumer relationship, right? We talked about that in the definition and some of the things I've been talking about. It's the question of whatever I'm registering, is it clear to a consumer that I am making the product? And that means there's flexibility in this. Flexibility around words like performance, which are in literally thousands of applications, that all coexist based in part on what they're surrounded by, but also based in part on what the registration is over and how broad or limited that is. So with that in mind, we're really looking at this tool, which is intellectual property in the sense that there's nothing, it's property, right? It's the thing that identifies you, but it's not a physical or material thing. It is the concept of your name, logo, or device. But more importantly, it's the consumer protections, because then a consumer can look at this trademark, know where the good or service is coming from, and decide to purchase from you instead of a competitor. And so we're going to go through all of these pieces of, from now that we have the trademark all the way to registration and beyond. So I'll talk to you all next week.